Hello, everyone, and happy Tuesday to you all. It is so nice to see you here. We've got Bruce in the house. Hello, Bruce. Happy Tuesday to you. I think you might be the only one who's in the house so far, so this might just be a personalized YouTube Live for you. We've got, oh, there we go. We've got a couple more people trickling in. Hope everyone's December has been off to a great start. We are going to hold off for just a minute before we dive in. Let a few more people trickle in here. So please let me know where you are watching from. Bruce, I don't know where you're watching from. I am in Miami, and it has actually been rainy today, so semi cozy weather, I guess you could say. Not sunny, not warm. It's been in the low 70s today, which is very nice, very Christmassy-esque weather. So I will take it. I'm wearing my author launch kit shirt, which is also long sleeved. It's perfect. You're in Arizona. Okay, so you have similar weather to me. You're in the mid 70s. Hello, Bill. Oh, yes, Minnesota. It makes sense that you are going to have loads and loads of snow. And I'm not going to lie. I'm not sure that I am jealous of that snow. Maybe for like just a trip just for Christmas and then come back to slightly warmer weather. All right, guys. Well, if you are new here, if this is the first YouTube Live that you have watched, then let me introduce myself because you might say, like, that's not the blonde lady that I normally see. So I am Angela. I am head of operations. I have been with Book Launchers for how many years now? 6 years, 6.5 years. So I do a lot of the things behind the scenes, except for this. I will be on a lot of our YouTube lives and a lot of our other live streams that we will do. And one of the things that I do is I am the keeper of our Book Launchers swag. So if this is your first YouTube live, it would be in your best interest to comment and participate in the chat, because that is how we determine who some of our prize winners for the day is going to be. I also have the list of people who have commented on a video the last 2 weeks worth of videos, who commented on a video the day it was released. I have your names already queued up in our random name picker, and we are going to see who that prize winner is. So there's a chance for a few different prizes for today. So what we're going to do is I actually have a video from Julie that she recorded specifically for this YouTube Live. She just couldn't actually be here on the YouTube Live. So I will be going through that. I will also still be here and in the chat. So if anyone has any questions, please do let me know. I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. And if not, then hopefully you're in our school channel, our author lab, because we could post the answers there if I'm not able to answer it live right here, right now. So let me go ahead. It says we got 14 people. I only see Bruce and Bill commenting, so I guess other people don't want prizes. You guys might be our 2 prize winners. And you know what? Maybe I should just say that we'll give a prize away before I even start the video. Get some more people in here. We keep you busy, don't we? Yes, a little bit, Bruce. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, well, let me get this sharing. And it makes my video freeze just a little bit to do this giveaway tool. So I will pull it up. And I'm not used to working without my glasses, but they're computer glasses, and they give off a terrible glare. So since you had the joy of only looking at my face today, I figured I would save you guys from having to look at the glare. So let me pull up this StreamYard giveaway tool, and we'll see who this first prize winner is. Bill and Bruce, prepare yourselves. It will likely be you, but it's your chance, you guys. If you have not yet said hello while I am pulling this tool up, now is your chance to do so, because it will pull the comments live. Okay, let's see. Let's make sure I choose the right live stream. Okay. Well, I don't know. And you know, there was a little, this was being a little weird the other day when we were doing it. 2 weeks ago, or no, last week actually, it was a little weird for me and Julie. It was saying that there were certain people who had commented and it wasn't showing the entire list. So I'm not sure. Yeah, it's not saying the whole list. That's so bizarre. I might have to try it again later, or I might have to choose another random name picker. So you know what? That's what I might do. Yeah, see, I'm not crazy. Thank you for confirming that, Bruce. I'm going to pull up another random name picker, And I will put y'all's name in here. And then later, I will choose a winner from these first people who say hello. And okay, so while I am doing this, because I don't want the StreamYard giveaway tool to hinder me from giving away some of the swag that is cluttering my closet. So this is the joy of having two screens, you guys. Okay, well, I think I've given sufficient time for people to pop in here. We are 5 minutes after. So let's go ahead and dive into this video. So what's Julie going to be talking about in this video? Nonfiction book categories that Draft2Digital won't publish. So let me close out the giveaway tool because that was not useful. And let me get this video queued up and make sure that it works for everyone. So video file. Oh, okay. Give me 2 seconds, you guys. I didn't have to have it pre-opened because now it's asking me where I want to open it. Okay, here we go. And this should have sound.
Have you seen the new draft?
There we go. Perfect. So you guys, I'm going to go off screen so that I can make this bigger, but I will still be here in the comments. So if you guys have questions, again, please do post them in there because I will collect them for at the end. And any that I cannot answer here live, I will make sure that we post in our school community, which if you're not in our school community, you should be. We have hundreds of people in there now. It's amazing. It's free. And you get advice. You get to interact with other nonfiction authors. You get questions answered. You learn new tips and tricks. So I highly, highly recommend our school channel. But I'm going to go off screen. We're going to get this queued up. And I will see you in the chat, or we'll be back here in just a few minutes after Julie tells us about these content guidelines from Draft2Digital.
Digital content guidelines. Have you seen the new Draft2Digital content guidelines? If you haven't, or even if you have, but you haven't really digested what they mean, that's what I wanted to cover for you, because they're either going to make your life as an author easier, or they're going to shine a bright spotlight on some things that you maybe have been trying to ignore. So let's unpack what these guidelines really mean and think about what you should be doing right now to stay ahead of it. Because there's a lot of things inside of these guidelines that I think a lot of people aren't necessarily paying attention to. And maybe I'm reading too much into it. So you can go ahead and tell me in the comments if you think I'm reading too much into this. But of course, this is a live, but I'm not live. Angela is live for you. I had a pre-existing commitment that I couldn't move. So I have recorded this for you. But go ahead and chat away in the comments like you normally do. And of course, Angela will be giving prizes for everybody that is participating today. But if you don't know me, well, I'm Julie the Book Broad. I'm the founder of Book Launchers and of course, your host here at booklaunchers.tv. Book Launchers is your first choice for all things related to writing, publishing, and promoting nonfiction books. As we roll into 2026, we're going to make some changes and focus on certain topics. So I'll be revealing that in a coming live stream. So I hope to see you there. All right, so what Draft2Digital actually changed? Well, I've got this up on the screen for you to take you through it, but they rolled out content guidelines that do a few things. So in summary, they're really just tightening the reins around who can publish what. They're not saying this topic can't be published, but they do want authors to demonstrate some verifiable expertise. Or if you don't have verifiable expertise, you better show them some substantive research, at least in these certain categories. All right, they're also cracking down on low quality and of course, derivative content, which we should all celebrate. And we're seeing that in a lot of places. Now, of course, whenever there's crackdowns, that always means good sometimes get thrown out with the bad. So that's where we don't like it. But in general, as an author, we want quality to be rewarded because that's going to be a better reader experience and that's going to keep people reading and wanting more and telling other people. So that's a good thing. Now, again, if your manuscript reads like somebody just told ChatGPT to write a book on how to plant a garden, then you should expect that your book should not perform well and it should be disallowed, if you will. Okay, also they're stepping up the requirements around originality, accuracy, and transparency. So if you write about health, fitness, law, psychology, anything where bad advice can actually harm someone, they expect you to show that you know what you're talking about. You don't need a degree or a license or 20 years of experience. It just means that you can't have used AI to spit out something. That's really how I think this is taking it, right? This is, they don't want you to have said, like I said, how do I prevent cancer in ChatGPT? And then that becomes your book. And of course, taking some blog posts and slapping them together and calling that research is not going to be enough either. So why did they do this? Well, the explosion of AI generated content has turned every platform into but having the challenge of, do they filter? And retailers are drowning in books that say nothing new, that repeat the same shallow advice, that plagiarize from other books or other content written. And ultimately, this is the scramble for trust. And this is why I have been saying all year, and my drum will still be beating in 2026 on being human and meeting people in real life. Because the other thing that's becoming very real is, you might watch somebody in video, but how do you know that that's really them or a bot? The bot creation is getting so human that it can be challenging. So meeting people in real life, having pictures with some of your fans, having book signings, having talks where you actually get to shake people's hands and look them eye to eye, that's going to be part of this humanization of content, because I want to know that that's a human that I'm talking to, not a really amazing creation of a bot, no matter how good the information is. So that's going to be part of this whole experience. But also, from day one, we have been all about creating #NoBoringBooks, which means you produce a top quality book that a reader picks up and can't put down. Just because it's nonfiction does not mean that is okay to be boring. And now the standard's higher, because you now have to write a book that AI couldn't write, which means you have to be human. You have to tell your stories. You have to share your expertise through the lens that you have learned it. Now, Draft2Digital is trying to preserve that trust. And if they let a bunch of low quality content through, readers and their end retailers, because they're an aggregator, are going to say, we don't want your stuff anymore. And it's not about gatekeeping, it's about quality. And I think a lot of these platforms are struggling because they're being flooded with crap, and readers are struggling because they're getting flooded with crap. And ultimately, again, I have to reinforce that, yes, there'll be some challenges. There's always issues with good going out with the bad. However, we should celebrate this, because legitimate authors who are investing in editing, good cover, they're creating content based on their expertise, their stories, all of that stuff, that is good, because we want that garbage filtered out. That allows our good work to rise to the top a lot easier. Now, again, if you look at these as we scroll down, okay? So they're not accepting public domain works. That's fine for most people. They do not violate laws relating to copyright. All of that is fine. Carrying on down. Summary books, hooray. Those of us who write a book, I don't really want to see a summary book pop up of Self-Publish and Succeed, right? So they don't accept summary books. Misleading, low quality content, low content, all good stuff, right? Freely available content. We do not accept content that provides little to no value over information readily available to readers for free. Again, if I can ask ChatGPT to tell me exactly how to plant a garden and it's going to give me the same information, they don't want it. Private label rights material, which is written by content farms, generated solely by machines or automated processes. Again, celebrate this. The AI content. We support AI-assisted content. We do not accept content that has been generated entirely by AI or LLMs. Again, hooray. The extensive editing by a human is important. And this is something that we've talked about many times, which is you can go ahead and produce the book or ideation or even general starting point from LLMs, ChatGPT, Claude, whatever it is that you use. Go ahead if that's something that you want to do, it helps you. For me, I find it extremely beneficial sometimes if I'm staring at a blank page to get a kickstart. I usually just get an outline. It's what I do with the videos too. I usually get an outline and then I adjust it, right? I'll say, okay, give me 7 ideas, and I hate 5 of them or 3 of them, and I redo it, and then I fill in the gaps from there, or research. It's useful. Regardless, it needs to go through extensive editing. And now more than ever, we've always had fact checkers I shouldn't say always, but we've had fact checkers for the majority of our 8+ years of existence at Book Launchers. What we have really discovered is our fact checker's job has gotten more and more important in the last couple of years, because AI will spit things out like it's fact, and it is not. They've made it up. And so it is more important than ever to make sure that human editors, and I would say even a fact checker, has gone through it. Okay, so here's one of the things, right? Non-credentialed nonfiction content. Okay, so we may require further documentation of subject matter expertise for nonfiction content. Accounts that upload nonfiction books about a variety of topics will need to show proof of subject matter expertise. So we'll come back to the proof piece in a minute. Oversaturated content. Now, this is something that I would pay close attention to, not because if you're writing in this area that you shouldn't, but it's actually, for me, one of the books we see all the time is leadership. It's not necessarily on this list, right? But there's a whole bunch other that are on this list. And so if you're writing about cognitive behavioral therapy, or you're writing about hypnosis or meditation, mind control, narcissism, these are all, some of these things are really fascinating to me that they're on here. But if I am writing about a book that's going to fall into one of these categories, guided exercise, sports topics, I'm going to make sure that my book has an incredibly unique hook. My lens is clear, my story, my why is all clear, because that is going to be required to get this book published, but also read. And we've been saying that for a long time about a lot of things, but I was actually surprised to see some of these topics on here. Fitness and dieting in general is one of their topics. And hacking and cryptography. There we go. NFTs, option trading. So ChatGPT, this is really interesting. We do not accept certain types of content that our partners have identified as being overly saturated. These subjects include, but are not limited to, the following. So if you're going to try and push a book through on one of these topics, you're going to have to make sure it's in demand and very clearly is a book that people are going to want to read and they're going to review very positively. Because if you don't, you're going to really struggle with this. And right now it's saying we do not accept certain types of content. I would venture to say that if a book is in fitness and it's written by somebody who's an incredibly well-known fitness person or has had some real major success in the fitness space, you're still going to get it through. But you really have to think about it very carefully. Because ultimately, if you're willing to do hard work, it's not going to eliminate you from this, because it's just the content needs to be grounded in something meaningful and verifiable. Expertise, to be clear, is not about having a certification. It's about having true, original, and hard-earned things to say. So if you're just summarizing what the top 5 Google search results are, or putting it into ChatGPT to give you 5 ideas or 10 chapter ideas, that's the kind of stuff they're looking to eliminate. So if you're thinking, gosh, I'm writing about fitness, should I stop? Well, I don't think you need to panic. Again, I believe wholeheartedly that as long as content is genuine and you've done the work, right? This is the big piece. And I've been saying this for years. People say, oh, books don't sell. Like, books without a great hook don't sell. Books without a clear reader. And yes, I'm talking to you who's thinking your book is for everyone, despite what Julie says. It is not. Now, there are books like, I'll go back to James Clear because I always talk about how many reviews James Clear has. Atomic Habits is a more general book. It has a more general audience. However, it still has a core identifiable reader that it is targeting. And it's really important to understand that and understand the hook that's going to appeal to that core reader, because not everybody is going to pay attention to James Clear's book. Now, it has a broader audience than, say, one of our books like Tactical Lockpicking does, which was intended for first responders. But it is important to know that if you're writing that business book, health book, mindset book, finance book, that you know exactly who you're writing for and what your hook is, and you're bringing in your real life examples and stories to make it be a book that readers are going to enjoy and that are going to get past these content guidelines. So again, if you're bringing original, reported, lived experience, you have that lens, that professional insight or that lens, you've done deep research, lots of interviews, you are probably going to be okay. But again, go back to that hook, that outcome of the outcome. If you don't know what the heck I'm talking about when I'm talking about a hook, go grab my book, Self-Publish and Succeed. The 2nd edition is out. Read it. And if you only read 1 chapter, just read chapter 2. But it is so important. So Again, tighten your book positioning. This is what I'm doing 2026 going forward. We've been doing this anyways. So our authors are already in it and they're winning it. But make sure your book positioning is really, really tight. Know who your reader is and why your book matters to them right now. It is not about inspiration. It is not about motivation. Go deeper. And then also, number 2, do deeper research. Back up your lived experiences with research, interview people, dig through studies, read widely, go beyond any surface level content that can be pulled out easily. And ultimately, 3, aim for excellence. I have been saying this since day one, but your book needs to be well edited. It needs to have a great cover. It needs to be something that people start reading and read to the finish so that it's read, reviewed, and referred. You have to have a compelling hook, well thought out structure to that book, and a strong storytelling angle to it. The bar is higher than it's ever been. And this goes for every kind of book, but especially in the self-published book category. And ultimately, this is why we have Authors Empire Workshop coming in March, but treat your book like a long-term asset. A great book doesn't just sit on digital or real shelves. It opens doors to clients, speaking, media, licensing, partnerships, courses, income, and impact. And come join us at Authors Empire Workshop. Angela will make sure you've got the link, the URL, so you can join us. And if you want, speaking of that, we also have our Self-Publish and Succeed live course starting in January. So if you're struggling with this hook and reader and positioning and structure, that course is for you. Chad, our pen to paper pro, he's teaching it alongside myself, and we'll be running writing classes and teaching you all along the way. And you can actually get the course and a ticket to our workshop together as a VIP if you want that. So Angela, you got a couple links to drop them for them. I would love to see you here in Vegas, but I would also love to see you in that class, because ultimately, if you get this piece right, everything else will be easier and more successful for you. You can get a little creative in how you fund the rest of your book project, as long as you've got the structure, the hook, the reader, and you know how to tell good stories. Your book will do so much better than a lot of these other books out there, because so many people sit down and write a book and don't know what they're doing. They don't have this foundation, and it is going to get lost in that sea of books out there, and it may not even get accepted for distribution anymore. So ultimately, I like everything, when there's a challenge, I see it as an opportunity. And I think this actually is a good thing, because it doesn't necessarily make publishing harder. It makes success easier for the authors who are doing the hard work, because a book shouldn't be something that you can pump out in a day or a weekend or even a month. A book takes time to do great, do well. I have editors. And really, when distributors start filtering out low quality content, your book will have less competition. Your message can rise to the top and get your readers' attention a lot easier. And of course, your credibility will increase. So to me, this is not a call to ditch any one category. It's a call to be the best and write the best book you possibly can write with the resources that you have. And again, our course, Self-Publish and Succeed, it has affordable options, payment plans. Our ticket to Authors Empire Workshop is not an expensive ticket at all in the grand scheme of investing in your book project. And things like that can make a world of difference in your success. Speaking of that, Cynthia Pan, she just won. Angela, I hope you have this picture and you can put it on the screen. She just won an amazing award and got a plaque. And she did our Self-Publish and Succeed live course the last time we ran it. So I'm so excited. If you want help writing a book that stands out, that's what we do every day at Book Launchers. And of course, we'll be back here on December 16th with our holiday extravaganza. And then I'll be back here on December 23rd telling you all about what's in store on our school, on our Author Lab platform, as well as on YouTube in 2026. And of course, I hope you've subscribed to the channel and of course, like this video. And over to Angela, who's going to give prizes and chat with you guys in the comments. And I'll see you back here at our holiday extravaganza.
All right, guys. Well, let me figure out how to stop. There we go. So learned some great stuff there. I'm sorry that it was small for some of you guys. We put the link for the desktop version in the chat. So StreamYard has this new feature that they rolled out where they previously just had desktop. and they now have added on the mobile version as well. And so you can actually see like both of them on YouTube. So we did share the desktop version, but sorry about any confusion there. That's why it was little. So now you know in the future that if you see that mobile looking version, that you clicked a different link. Scotland Scorpion says, lurking while eating dinner. Great to see you here. So a couple of things I want to go over. I was just pulling up the pictures from Cynthia's reward. So Julie had mentioned Cynthia Pan, who did take one of our previous SPS live courses. So let me just pull this up. And the reward that she got is the, I don't know if you say the acronym or the name, but it's the BIBA award. So it's Best Indie Book Award. So let me share this so that you can see this lovely plaque that she got, as well as the, there we go, as well as it has her book cover on there also. There we go. Yeah, you can see how pretty that is. What a great thing to be able to hang. And she's got an awesome book cover as well. You can see even the little part here on what they added for the part of her cover just looks very cool. All right, guys, well, let me stop sharing this. We've got some prizes to give away. So I'm going to do prizes. I'm going to talk a little bit about our Authors Empire Workshop, which Julie mentioned, as well as our SPS Live course. I haven't really seen any questions come in, so you guys are giving me an easy go of it today. So let me pull up our random name picker because I've got a few prizes to do. So firstly, we will do the people who were here first and had been commenting, and our giveaway tool for StreamYard was not working. So I had to manually type these in, but these were the first people who had been saying hello earlier. So here we go. There's no fun or special music, but let's see who this first prize winner is. And it is Gary Anderson. Yay, you are a well-deserved winner. You and Kevin and Bill, we've got lots of YouTube besties, but you're always consistent, so we appreciate it. Okay, let me actually hop over here, and we're going to do the second prize. So these are the people who commented on a video the day it was released. So let's see who this prize winner is. And if you're not here live, then you can just claim it on the replay when you catch up with that. So E. Petrie, I hope that is how you say it. I don't recognize that handle, so you'll have to let me know in the email who you are. But please do email me, you and Gary. Please email me at team@booklaunchers.com. Let me know what prize you would like. I have some hashtag No Boring Books mugs. I have our Oh So Soft journal. I, of course, have copies of Self, Promote, and Succeed. I don't have the physical copies of Self-Publish and Succeed, the second edition. I have the first edition. So if you would like that, just let me know. I also have a couple other client books. So if you're interested in something else, Gary, I know because you've won several prizes before. If you guys want something else, just let me know in the email. But I will need the prize you would like as well as your mailing address. So, okay, a couple other things I wanted to go over and just give everyone a chance to ask any questions if they have any, is our two events that we've got coming up in 2026. So firstly, Julie had mentioned our Authors Empire Workshop. So this is an in-person event in Las Vegas, March 5th and 6th. So this is a focus day. There are two focus days, I should say, where you're going to be able to walk away with a step-by-step blueprint for an empire building book, one that doesn't just sit on shelves, but it'll fuel your coaching business if you have that, speaking, masterminds, and just be scalable all the way around for business growth. So I'm going to redrop that link into the chat for this. You can read a little bit more about it. You can get tickets, what the schedule is going to be. It is all on this page, so you can check that out right here. There's only 50 spots available, you guys. So if you are interested, definitely make sure that you are booking that sooner rather than later, because you don't want your spot to be taken if you were planning to go. We also have our SPS Live course. Now, this is a 12-week course. It starts on January 12th, which is a Monday. So it's 12 weeks of live classes. There are some Saturday sessions as well, but this is fantastic. We've done this. This is our 4th or 5th one that we've done now. We've had some really awesome success, some really successful launches, and just a great time in these live courses. Cynthia Pan, who we've already said before, she was one of the ones. I don't remember which of our SPS live classes that she took, but she did take one, and she's got this beautiful book that has been out for a couple years now. So I'm going to drop the link for this as well. Same thing. It's got the FAQs on here, some testimonials, additional information, where you can buy the tickets for it. And there are some plans for both of these things. If you don't want to do a one lump sum payment, there are options to do some payment plans. So let me just, I'm going to share the pretty link. We have multiple links, but I'm going to share the pretty link that's easier for you guys to access. So, oh, and Gary said you're hoping to make AEW. That would be fantastic. I know Julie and the team would absolutely love to see you guys. All right, guys. Well, I'm not seeing any questions in here. Y'all gave me a really easy time. So we're going to hang on for just another minute. Let's see if any questions do come in. Otherwise, we are going to wrap it up. A couple other things that we have on the agenda. We do have at least one more YouTube Live. Let me just double check our calendar. Actually, I think I think next week might be the last YouTube Live of 2025. And you know what that means? That means, let me just confirm before I say for sure. Okay, we have two others. We've got one on December 23rd and December 16th. Now, next week, though, if you can make next week, it is so fun. We have our holiday extravaganza. All previous years, we have done this on Saturdays, but we are actually going to do it on a Tuesday this year. It's going to be at the same time as our normal YouTube Lives. We would love to see you there. It's basically just open Q&A. We have multiple Book Launchers team members here. We'll be sporting Christmas stuff, whether it's, I don't know, like antlers or Christmas sweaters or light up necklaces, whatever it happens to be. We love to kind of deck out for that. But there's also a lot of prizes that day as well. So if you haven't yet won, or if you have won and you would like more, as well as some questions answered, we would absolutely love to see you there. I think Sarah will be there, Julie. I believe Elissa is going to be there. Those are some that I know for sure are going to be there. But essentially, it's open for all of our team members. If they're able to be there, we absolutely welcome it. So it's a great time to have any questions answered, because it does go for an hour. So it's a great, great time to just meet the team, get your questions answered. Fun story, though. I am not sure that I will actually be on this holiday extravaganza. This might be the first year ever. I have a jury duty next week, and I am not sure that I'm going to be back from downtown by the time this starts. So if I'm able to be here, if we get out early enough that day, I will definitely be popping on to the holiday extravaganza. But if not, then I will be here in spirit, I should say. Okay, it looks like we have a question. Let me just pull it up really quickly. Let's see. So this is from Gino. Let me get this sharing over here. So his question is, what is the difference between Julie's first book and her second updated book? So this is actually a really great question. The first book came out in 2021, I think, or 2020. So either way, it has been several years since this last came out, and the content that Julie talked about changed. There's been so much change that has happened within that, especially around AI. This was not really a thing whenever the book was created. So there has been a lot of additional information added for that. And let me just see if I can pull a little bit more context for you as far as some of the other changes in there. That is actually one of the bigger things. Some of our processes have changed. Some of the way of self-publishing has changed a little bit as well. But one of the biggest things is the AI piece. So let's see, I might need a second to look this up. I'm not used to having to multitask while answering questions live and looking up stuff. Normally, I'm the one pulling all this data in the background, but that is a really great question. And if you guys have already read the second edition, love that. We've had a lot of people who got theirs for the summit that we did. And some people, I think there was one person who had devoured it before the end of that weekend, which is crazy because that was like 3 days to read that book, which in today's time, that for me, that's quite a while, or not a short amount of time to finish a book. We're all busy nowadays, and it takes a little bit longer to finish our stuff. Okay, let's see. I'm going to pull that for you in just a second. Gino, give me another moment. Looks like we have another question. Looks like it blocks us from joining the chat for the first few minutes. I've never seen that before. I think your handle is Anonymous Mummy. I think that's what it's supposed to be. I'm not sure. It doesn't look like you're on the mobile version, because normally when the chats come in, I can tell if someone's commenting from the mobile version or the regular one. I've not seen that before, actually, on any, unless you're not signed in. You do have to be signed in to comment, but I've never seen that happen before. Well, if you have any questions, now is the time to ask it if you didn't get to ask it right away because of that glitch. Because yeah, I've never experienced that before, and I'm not sure that the other people have either. Yeah, it says you're signed in on the desktop. Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'll be on here for just another minute if you've got any other questions. If you don't, and if no one else does, then we will try to do one other prize. I'm going to refresh the giveaway tool, and if I can get it to work, we will do one more prize for today. Okay, so let's see if this giveaway tool is working. Because before it was saying that there was only one person who had commented, and that was a lie. So there's no way. There's no way it's only been 5 people. Let's see. Yeah, no, they have something wrong with their thing, because it is not pulling everyone who is commenting. So, okay, we are going to try this again. Let me refresh it. And you know what? It might be just pulling people from the live itself. Okay, well, we'll still give away. Don't gift me, I'm in Australia. Well, we could try to find you a digital gift if you were to win. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm hesitant to run this giveaway tool because I don't think it's collecting everyone's comments, which that's no fun. But we'll try it anyway. Let's see if I can get it to work. If I can find the correct thing to giveaway tool. Let's see. See, 5 people. There's definitely been more than 5, but I can see many views of this, so that must be what it is. But let's see who this winner is. Well, that would be me. It can't be me, so we're gonna draw again. Let's see who the real winner is. I don't need more of this stuff. We like to share our stuff. How is it me again? It's clearly my day to win, but I can't be the winner. That's very funny. Okay, let's see. Bruce Wayne, you are our last prize winner for today. So Bruce, please email me at team@booklaunchers.com. Let me know what you would like, and I will get that into the mail for you. All right, guys. Well, I couldn't find the actual little list, Gino. So I will DM you in school once I find that. It is too difficult for me to multitask this right now. But you guys, I hope you are all able to be here on YouTube. It's the YouTube Live, the holiday extravaganza next week on YouTube. Again, it'll be at the same time, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. We would love to see you there. It's probably one of the most fun YouTube lives that we do in the whole year. So if it's your first time, definitely make sure you show up because we have so many prizes to give away, all the questions to answer. Feel free to collect your questions and bring them to us on that day because we will answer as many as we possibly can in the time given, as well as fill the time with prizes. So it's a really, really fun time. But anyway, you guys, I have to share this. So Bruce says, thank you, Angela. Hope to see you next week. Just walk into the court and say guilty. That'll get you out on time. Yeah, we'll try that. We'll see how that goes. Alrighty, guys. Well, have a lovely rest of your week. Again, don't forget about next week, and we will see you around. Bye, everyone.